Hello, investors. My name is Ken Rose, and I am here to introduce you to the Schwab Trading Journal. Show you how to use that trading journal to enter both stock and option trades. We only have a few minutes, so let's go ahead and get underway here. So to begin with, just some important information taken into consideration here. The information here is for general informational purposes only and should not be considered an individualized recommendation or personalized investment advice. Calculations for historical profit and loss are provided for illustrative and informational purposes only. Keep in mind that investing does involve risk, including the loss of principal. Options carry a high level of risk and are not suitable for all investors. Multiple leg option strategies will involve multiple transaction costs. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. And this trading journal is for personal use only, so keep that in mind. That's here under our important information. We do have the trading journal opened up right here. We're on the important information tab. If I come over here to the instructions tab, let's take a look at this for just a moment. This just gives you some generalized instructions as far as the use of the trading journal. We won't go through this here today, okay, because we want to have more of a hands-on demonstration of how to use things. But you do want to keep in mind this information is here available to you as well with regards to questions that you may have. Our primary area of focus here today will be on strategy one. That's this tab right here. In a future session, we'll also be talking about verticals as well. But today we just want to look at this strategy one tab. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up here. What we want to do is we want to enter in a stock trade or two and also an option trade or two, just to show you how to enter these trades. Go over a little bit about the calculation related to that. And to do that, we're going to actually pull up the Thinkorswim platform here so we can look at some examples right here. This is, by the way, this is the downloaded Thinkorswim software. And here I have two stock trades. I have a trade on Apple and I have a trade on Marathon Oil. And I also have an option trade right here. What we'll do is we'll look at this from a hypothetical standpoint. We do have our entry dates available to us here, along with the trade price. We use the mark price. This is where these individual securities closed here today with regards to exits. We won't actually exit here on the paper trading platform, but we will illustrate that as if we had exited with regards to the trading journal. But notice on the Thinkorswim platform here, for example, Apple, here's our position, 100 shares. The trade price was 178.87. That was the entry. As far as finding the entry date on the Thinkorswim platform, we come over here to the PL Open column and click on the number that represents the profit or loss. And this little drop-down menu here, this tells us the date that the trade was entered in, along with the price here, the 178.87. We can do the same thing here for Marathon Oil. Looks like on Marathon Oil, we entered this trade back on February 22nd of 24 at a price of $23.49. It looks like today it closed at $27.53. Let's come back up here to Apple for just a second, because I want to identify here on Apple, our trade date on Apple was November 6th of 2023, and it had an average price of $178.87. It closed today at $168.50. Then we come down here and we can look at an option trade here for Disney. This looks to be 5 long put contracts. Looks like we have 9 days till expiration. The trade price here was 95 cents. The mark price here, in other words, we're closer today, was $1.13. We come over here and look on this one as well. We can click on the PL Open. This will give us the date. Looks like the date of entry on that one was 4/10 of 24. Okay, so with this information, then we can basically pull up our trading journal and go through entering this information to check out the calculations and see the information the trading journal gives to us. I'm going to come back over here then to our trading journal. And why don't we start off here with the Apple trade. And so I've got the buy date here. I'm going to go ahead, that was November 6th, if I recall correctly. I'm going to go ahead and put in 11/6 of 23 as the entry date. The symbol, go ahead and put the symbol in here, AAPL. The contracts, well, on this one we bought the stock. I don't know if you noticed, we bought 100 shares of stock. I'm going to come over here where we have the shares. I'm just going to put in 100 shares. And each time I enter in the information, investors, what I'm doing is I'm hitting my tab key. The tab key will take you over to the right. If you hit the enter key, you can do that, but that'll take you down one row. So I think it's easiest just to, when you fill in the information here, just to hit the tab key to move over. The price per share on Apple, that was, if I remember that correctly, that was $178.87. And we'll look at this as a zero commission trade. If we did have commissions, we'll go ahead and put the commissions in there. This gives us the total investment here in this column. For the sell date, why don't we go ahead and use the date of our recording here today, which is 4/24, April 24th of the year 2024. Again, this is not options. We don't do contracts. We come over here and we use shares. Use 100 shares. That'll be our exit as if we exited. And then the price we were exiting at is where Apple closed here today. And if I remember this one correct, I believe that was 169.02. Okay. And we'll go ahead and go with we'll do an as if, a commission-free trade. So here is our total here in relationship to sales. So this is what we paid for it total. This is what we sold it for total. That resulted in a loss here of $985. That's a 5.5% loss on our original investment of $17,887. Basically, you take the loss here of the $985, you divide that by the original investment, and that gives you your gain or loss here. We do want to have a couple of other trades here so we can kind of get a better information of what's going up here. Now you'll notice up here, if we look up here, that we're showing current cash of minus $985. That's because we haven't put in a beginning account balance. That is something you want to put in here. And I'm just going to go ahead and for our beginning account balance, I'm going to use 500,000. Okay. And if you have additional deposits, you can go ahead and add some additional funds here. But we're going to say that we started off here with $500,000. Now our current cash is a little bit below that because we did incur this loss of $985. Okay. Let's come down here on the second line and we'll put in the Marathon Oil trade. I'm going to come over here, and I believe the Marathon Oil trade, that date was February of 21, this year of 24. And the symbol for Marathon Oil was MRO. It's not options. We don't put anything in the contracts. Over here for the shares, we go 100. The price on that, on Marathon Oil, if I remember correctly, was $23.49. We'll again say a commission-free trade. Again, we'll use the date of our recording here for the sell date. We'll go 4/24/24. And we're going to say we sold the entire 100 shares. And our exit price on this Marathon Oil closed today at about $27.53. I believe that was what we were looking at, $27.53. Again, commission free. So on the Marathon Oil, it looks like we invested a total of $2,349. When we sold, we got $2,753. So in this one, we made a profit of $404. That's a 17.2% profit. And again, to find that, we'd take the 404 and we'd divide it by the 2,349. Finally, let's go ahead and put in that option trade that we were looking at. Okay, that option trade was on Disney, DIS. And we want to actually put the date on there. And the date on that, if I remember that correctly, was 4/10, April 10th of 24. Here's where we put in the symbol right here in the symbol column. Now we are talking about contracts here. And if I remember correctly, we had 5 contracts there. So let's go ahead and go with 5 contracts. And the shares here, we're not talking about shares, we're talking about contracts. We have 5 contracts. The price here is going to be 0.95. 0.95. I just want to double check on that 5 contracts just to make sure. Let's come back over here for just a second to think or swim. And yep, there it is right there, 5 contracts. So let's come back over here to our trading journal. And we use our sell date here again of today, which is 4/24/24. The number of contracts we're saying was sold all 5 of them. So we got 5 contracts sold. The price on that was, it closed at $1.13.5. We'll just round that to $1.13. So let's see, shares 5 price right here is $1.13. And that gives us a total then of $5.65. So we entered in on our 5 contracts, total cost of $475. That's basically the 95 cents here. Of course, each contract represents, generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, 100 shares. This would be 95 times 5. That's where we got our 475 here. Here we sold these for $113. That's going to be 5 times 113, giving us 565. And here we have a gain here of 90. That's going to be an 18.95% return. Now notice when we come up here on this calculation here, this is gain loss per trade. This is basically looking at all of the gains or all the losses. It sums up all the gains and all the losses. It divides it by the total trades. It's telling us that on average, we're losing $163.67 per trade. If we come down here, it's giving us our percentage. So with regards to percentage, we've got 2 gain trades and 1 losing trade. So with regards to our win-loss percentage right here, we're looking here at about 67% here are winning trades and 33% here are losing trades, just doing the math here, okay? Well, that's it, investors. It's basically just that simple and just that straightforward. Now, some of you may be asking, where can I get this spreadsheet? Well, let's come over here for just a second and come right here. So if you go to schwab.com/coaching, this page here will come up, and this is the Schwab Coaching page, okay? This page comes up, and what you can do, when the spreadsheet is available, it hasn't been posted yet, but you can come over here. I just put in, right here it says search. I would go ahead and put in Trading Journal there. You may also be able to find a link that's standing out here once it is posted. As of this time, with regards to our little session here today, it hasn't been posted yet, but it is just days away from being posted here. So this is where you'll be able to find it. There will be some other places where you'll be able to find it as well. Okay. All right. With that, investors, then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Hey, thanks for joining us here for this little video right here. Just a little heads up. You can follow me on Twitter and X. You can follow me on X. My handle over there is @KenRoseCS. And I post things over there in this area as well as other areas of investing. So again, thanks everybody. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and evening and week, wherever you're currently at. And again, hope to see you for our next video in this area, which will be about short verticals. Thank you.